My name is Louie McCann, and I'm retired now, but I used to be Director for Wildlife Management at the Canadian SPCA and Cruelty Investigations.
Yes, and of course, those of you who have been following us for years know that in California we had Gaia's Halfway House, which was a facility for wildlife, for small mammal rehab. So it is such a treat for me to learn about Mr. McCann and read the draft of his upcoming book, which are adventures that he has had with wildlife, which are very exciting. Well, I have questions for you, but I think I'd like to begin by asking what it is that these are primarily viewers from America. So not that it makes that much difference, but from Canada, your experience with the wildlife here in Mexico and in Canada, what would you say the primary differences are in the needs?
Oh, I would say, first of all, my interest on all my career and my passion has been with urban wildlife, interactions between citizens and the city residents and wild animals. And so in that respect, I would say the need is to create, in North America, is to create and preserve habitat.
Yes.
People have to realize that they coexist with these creatures, and that we don't, by removing them, we don't necessarily solve an issue. We need to learn to live with them.
Yes.
And in Mexico, there's ample habitat, but the level of information as to their welfare is quite low. So I remember I've been coming to Mexico 10 years, and after that we moved there permanently. And one of the reasons I moved in this area is because there was a wildlife rehabilitation center, and God willing, I was going to work there, but COVID happened and it shut down.
Oh,
So,
and it's not reopened?
no.
Nothing like it has reopened?
No. So it's, the needs are they see their wildlife as part of their lives, and not a commercial part or just part of their environment. And they've always been there, and in their heads it'll always be there. But one of the things that is interesting is the whole concept of invasive alien species. Species that find their way in ecosystems that they were not indigenous to, and that you see that a lot in Mexico. And you see, best example is the Quaker parrot in IE. A couple of years ago, maybe 8-9 years ago, there wasn't a Quaker parrot to be found, and now they're in every tree.
Okay, now how big? I'm trying to, because I have the parrots this large that come to my patio, and then of course I've seen larger ones. Which ones are the Quaker parrots?
Quaker parrots are in the smaller variety of parrots. They're about this big.
So that's what I'm getting on my patio, right?
Well, I don't know, we'd have to see it, but I'm most likely, because they thrive in this environment.
Very colorful.
Yes.
And not aggressive, because other birds will come and they will take the food, and the parrots move out, which is too bad.
That's another thing. There's a lot of food here.
Ah, yes.
So
yes.
if there's a lot of food, you've just taken one thing out of the equation that they fight for, because they don't need to fight for that. They have food.
Okay.
So they'll keep their energy for finding good nesting places, and to survive in this habitat. So they will focus on the hard stuff to get.
Okay, I may be chastised now, and I will accept that. Am I doing a disservice to these animals by putting birdseed out on my patio?
Well, the thing about feeding birds is, and to me, it's part of offering habitat, because habitat is food, water, and shelter.
Yes.
And so, unfortunately, you can't be species specific for a certain type of bird, because there's other birds that want the spoils too. So it's difficult to target native species, but I think that giving a food source here in Mexico is not an issue.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't think so.
Now, what I hear there are plenty of, and I used to specialize in, but I haven't seen any myself, are your possums.
Yes, we Morgan arrived here on the 7th of April 2021, and on the 8th of April she met her first possum.
How did she take to it? I'm just going to change the angle a little.
Okay.
There.
So Morgan is she's a very self-confident dog. So when she met her first burro, she met her first cow, she will bark, but within 5 minutes she says, "Do you want to be my friend?"
Yeah.
So she was the same way with the possum. She couldn't reach it, but she loves to chase them. She doesn't catch them, and when they stop running, they say, "Oh, you're no fun," and she does something else.
Yeah.
So
Now, I have been here a year, and I hate to put my training to waste because I really am trained in small mammal, urban wildlife rehabilitation. And where am I going to? I have not seen any animals in need. Do I put my name with veterinarians? Is that what we suggest people do locally, is to, if they want to help? How do we make ourselves available to help?
I would first line of thought is I would go to the government of Mexico's website and look for Ministry of the Environment.